What is good, guys? Charles from Team COG coming at you guys here with a post-commentary duel video from our locals this last weekend. On the left, you're on the Mermail mat, which is given to us by our sponsors, OPHIDIAN Games and Accessories. Use our code down below to get 5% off your order. Excuse me. We have Shane on that mat piloting Gagaga Utopic Zexal. And on the left here, or excuse me, on the right, on the green spell ground, we have Mermail. So I think Shane's going to start us off here by activating Upstart Goblin, giving our man Matt 1,000 more life points to work with. Looking at Shane's hand, it looks like it's a monster mash full of monsters. So I'm going to do my best with cards so I know what they do. Like, don't slaughter me if I don't know their names, because some of them are weird, like Zubaba Coat, Gagaga Glove, and Dodo Dwarf, and just stuff like that. But this is going to be the normal summon of Utopic on a mono something, but it just lets you special summon as many Dodo, Go-Go, Gagaga from your hand as possible. So Shane goes ahead and special summons those the two new cards, the Gagaga Coat, or I think it's the Zubaba Coat, and then the Dodo Dwarf. We are playing in Master Rule 5 at this locals, just something we're testing. We're going to see Dugaris. Shane is going to discard 2 cards, or detach 2 cards to draw 2 cards, and we have a slight misplay here. Shane forgets to discard, which is, I think, the only misplay throughout the game, which I don't think is too big of a deal. He had plenty of cards to discard, as you guys can see. That card is going to be, I think, the new search card, Onomana Para, I think? Or is that like the other one? But this one lets him add any Onomana card from his deck to his hand. And also it allows him to manipulate levels. And he adds the field spell, Onomatopoeia, which I think it gets counters for every Utopic card controlled, and if you have 2 counters, you remove them and summon 1 from the deck. We're going to see the next play here. Shane is going to contemplate his decisions. I think Zubaba Coat special summons the Onomana card because it's treated as all the attributes. And then Dwarf just summons itself, and then Child summons itself if there is a Gaga out there. So a massive special summon. As you can see, tons of monsters. Shane's going to go ahead and go into Crazy Box. So he was telling me, if you guys didn't watch his profile, that this is just a way for him to detach, to get a card into the graveyard. And it's a number card. You kind of take a risk with it, because if you detach and you hit, like, if you roll 1 or something, you risk destroying a card. So he's going to detach, he's going to roll a dice, and it looks like he gets... Never mind, he gets 1, which lets him draw a card. One of the numbers, you destroy a card. But Shane looking at his extra deck here, it looks like, so he used, I think he used Child to mimic or reduce or something like that. So Child is being treated as a level 4. He looks like he's going to play Onomatopoeia. Play it, discard a card, and then he gets to add a Zubaba, Go-Go, Gagaga, or Dodo. 2 of them from his deck to his hand. So he has Gagaga, Magician, the OG. And I can't see what that last one is due to the glare in the recording, but we're going to witness another overlay here into potentially Utopia. Yep. The pair will get a counter. The Shining, Utopia the Shining, it should get 2 more counters. And he's going to remove the 2 counters to summon out Gagaga Magician. So as you guys can see, this deck is really explosive and kind of just special summons and swarms, which is kind of crazy. Poor Matt over here, not opening any interruptions. But that is how it be. We're going to see Baguska come down. Is he going to hard make the Zexal? Well, first off, he's going to slap Utopia the Lightning, and then he is going to... Looks like he is going to hard make... Contemplate putting in the main extra monster zone or not, but he's going to hard make Utopic Zexal, whatever that card's name is, this unfair card. And there you guys have it. He makes Utopia Lightning and Zexal. He's going to pass it over to Matt, who's going to hopefully be able to play through this and draw for Matt's turn. During Matt's standby phase, he is going to, I think, activate Utopic Zexal. Oh, I was a little bit faster. So now he's going to detach and activate Utopic Zexal. Such a powerful card, and the ability that this deck, like, who would ever think like this deck could, I mean, put it out so consistently. Like, you guys just saw, he hard made this. He didn't use its effect by discarding a rank up. He hard made this Utopic Zexal. But that means essentially that puts Matt on a clock, because he just doesn't, he's not allowed to activate any monster effects, so he's just going to set one and pass. If he drew into a monster, he can apply a little bit more pressure, but it doesn't look like he did. And it looks like the Dodo Dwarf, or the Dodo Dwarf in the graveyard can't summon itself unless there's a particular Gagaga or something like that out on the field. Check in the set, which I think is a call by the grave. I think he's just going to swing in with Utopia Lightning. Which Utopia Lightning is busted when the card attacks. No cards in effect can be activated. It can detach 2, and its attack becomes 5,000. He's going to go ahead and send the that's heavy infantry to the graveyard. He's going to swing for 2k with the Utopic Zexal. And sadly, that's all he has. He's going to have to pass it up to Matt. Matt's going to draw, standby phase, Utopic Zexal. So still beating on a time clock here. And every turn that Utopic Zexal gets weaker, because it gains the gains attack depending on its material, 1,000 attack. And there's going to be change tactics, which will pretty much pay 500 and lets him draw for every Utopia that he summons. So he's a little late, but it could have potentially got him a lot of cards. He's going to smack into the swap throne, swing him for 1,000, so I do think 3,000 altogether. And he's going to pass it over to Matt, who's then just going to set another card and pass. Shane over here struggling to get into a monster. It looks like he has Gagaga Magician in his hand. I think Gagaga Magician is 1,000. So they were going to see the normal summon of it. And probably another poke with the lightning, and then a poke with Gagaga Magician. Shane checking the extra deck. It's kind of different. It's kind of like, as you guys can see, like, as long as he had a monster to continually set, he was able to survive. Utopic Lightning is going to be able to smack in for 25. But sadly, that Zexal, I think Shane should have switched that Zexal to defense, considering he's playing against Mermails, which are going to be very good in this new Master Rule, in my opinion. But anyway, we're going to... Can the Mermails break through this board? We're about to find out. But also, guys, remember to check out our sponsors down below, OPHIDIAN's Cards and Accessories, and GameTime Cards and Collectibles. Use our code down below. Also, if you guys have any spare change, any dollar you can spare, please donate to the links we have down below to help the Australian bushfires that are killing thousands of animals. But we're going to see the prince that was promised get summoned, the Atlantean Neptibus, and he's going to activate his effect, which is going through without any sort of it's going through without any sort of obstacle. He's going to send Marksman to add Dragoons, I think, and then Marksman's effect will activate, targeting the set card. It's always smart to read cards, guys. Just remember that. Shane here is able to read the Marksman, but forgot to read his own Dugaris, which is a typical mistake. Dugaris is just such a powerful card. I actually really like Dugaris. It's just a generic rank 4 that lets you draw. The Marksman is going to target that set. Shane looking through the graveyard. I would, if that's a call by, I'd hit the frog. There you go. Good call. Hit the frog. Stop the frog engine from at least being accessible to him. Pitch Teus and Dragoons, which is like one of his like deck's strongest card combos. Teus and Dragoons just gets like the engine going. So she might be in trouble here depending on the rest of Matt's hand. We could potentially see Zexal just getting whacked over because it's sitting at 0. The only thing that is like posing a threat is that lightning, and lightning can be easily dealt with the infantry. But he's going to add the Lapis Dragon, which Lapis Dragon is going to be able to summon itself from the hand when added. There, the Lapis Dragon comes down. I think I see a Sea Cow, the Mulling Glacier in the hand. Oh, that looks like there's Megalo. Megalo touches down. Megalo going to be Chain Link 2, Dragoon's Chain Link 1. Megalo's going to be able to snag up that Abyss Scale, and then Dragoons is going to add him. I don't know what Dragoons is going to add him, actually. I don't know particularly what you'd add in this case. So it looks like he's going to be adding just the Abyss Scale, not opting to use the Dragoon's Search. Not that I saw. But he's going to use Megalo's effect to tribute the Dragoons on the... Or that was Neptivus. To bring back Marksman. Which Marksman I think is 14. But more importantly, it's at level 3 for a Synchro White Aura Whale. Which is pretty much a Regeki. Is going to be able to clear that entire board. Megalo's going to be able to poke for almost lethal, I think. Yes, my man. Shane, White Aura Whale does that. It is a very powerful and underrated card. I think what it says when this card is Synchro Summon, it just kaboom. It's pretty much a water version of Black Rose Dragon, except for I think it only destroys your opponent's stuff. Well, goodbye Utopic Zexal, goodbye all that stuff. Coincidence, the Mermail player is playing on the green mat, who's playing against the Zexal player who's playing on Abyss KS mat, who's playing on a actual Mermail mat. The irony. Shane's going to draw a card. It's not looking good for him. He's going to scoop it up, and we're going to jump into the next game. So game 2, I think it's actually imperative that Gagaga Zexal goes first because you want to establish the Zexal lock, essentially, to where they can't play. But as you guys saw, if you're not able to put on enough pressure, your Zexal is a ticking clock, which will eventually run out. So again, opening that upstart, he's going to upstart, give Matt 1,000 life points. We'll receive reinforcement of the army, 2 one-ofs. Man, but good one-ofs. Grabbing the Utopic Anamana Pia, I think, or Anamana Utopic, something like that. I cannot remember the name of it, but it's Mini Utopia. Activating Pot of Neg 9, hopefully draw into some more hand advantage so you can spam the field. And is it going to be the bait for the Ash? It does not look like it. Matt has his hand down and is on his phone, so I guess that means Shane is going to get to play uninterrupted, which is potentially good for him. Even though all tournament, this man was seeing Call by the Grave like it was nobody's business. But it looks like he has a rank up in his hand. So he's using a Gagaga Girl to manipulate the levels of Gagaga Magician, making them both level 4s. Oh, at this moment, Shane is noticing he forgot that card over there. He's asking Matt if that's okay. Matt just says shuffle it in, no worries. So he shuffles in the Anamana Topia, the field spell. Common mistake, just remember your field spells, guys. Just because sometimes you might not play against another humble player, someone who's more sharky or more stern with their rules. We're going to say Utopia double, detach Utopia double to add double or nothing. He's then going to overlay on top of Utopia double. I think he's going to smack on Utopia. Yep, plain old Utopia. And he's going to go into Utopia the Shining to get more materials on that Utopia. He's then going to, I believe, pitch for the effect. That's rank up magic Astral Force, I do believe, to go into the Zexal. So as you guys just saw, despite the board being broken during game 1, Zexal is very easy accessible in this deck. So like if you guys are fans of the Zexal anime or anything like that, this deck might be for you. It kind of blew me away how easy it can make Zexals. At this event, I was playing Glad-Beast. My friend talked me into playing the deck without Apollosa or like the Almirage that I needed to play it. So I ended up getting 4th place at this. I'm kind of happy I avoided Shane because just like I'd be doing the similar thing that Matt's doing right now, setting cards and hoping for the best. Change Tactics is going to be activated. He's going to poke with Zexal, hitting another infantry. He's going to get greedy and activate Pot of Desires. If I was him, I would have activated Pot of Desires in the first place, just because you could have potentially put on more damage depending on what you're going to draw. As in, he could have potentially drew a rank, any other monster extender, and put on a little bit more damage than just smacking into an infantry. Just because Zexal is, like I've said like twice already, it is a ticking time clock. Like if you can outlive or survive the Zexal, as long as like there's no monsters on the field, you can potentially out it. Especially in this certain scenarios, as you're seeing, Shane's just not getting lucky, or his deck's just not getting him any monster cards to be able to continue spamming rank 4s. So as long as like Utopic Zexal is squaring up against Matt, all he has to do is just continually set one monster until the Zexal runs out. But he did. He drew a hand of monsters, but actually he drew into Onomatopoeia, which is the Rhoda of the deck. By discarding one card, he can add one of each Gagaga, Gagaga, Dododo. So he's going to add the Mini Utopia and Gagaga Magician. He's going to normal summon the Mini Utopia, which is going to let him special summon Gagaga Magician. Sound like a 3-year-old saying these names. Coincidentally, he could go into potentially do Garrus and draw some more cards if he wanted to. But at this point, he's reached his deck's win condition, so there's not really much more to draw into, and he already wasted his battle phase. So he could go into another Utopia and then go into Lightning, which would apply enough board pressure and allow him to keep swinging with the Zexal, which is coincidentally, I think, at 5k or maybe 4k now since the turn has passed. He's going to go into Double or Nothing. Utopia Double, excuse me. Detach to add another, add another Double or Nothing. Actually, he's putting it back. He must not have no targets because he's resolved Desires twice. Utopia is going to be smacked on there along with... What you doing, my man? If he puts on the Utopia, he should be able to draw a card with Change Tactics. He actually should be able to draw a card with Change Tactics with the double, I do believe. Don't quote me on it, but he's actually not drawn anything with Change Tactics. He must have forgot it was there. During his turn, he's going to detach. He has 2 more material underneath the Zexal. So all that Matt can do is set a card. But it's a ticking time, Matt. Your turn is coming if you can survive. Normal summon the Mini Utopia to special summon Gagaga. Going into another rank 4. We could potentially see... I'm trying to think of the number cards, because you have to play a lot of number monsters in this deck. Okay, Utopia. Zexal time. What's the saying? A high five the sky? I can't remember Yuma's... I think it's Yuma. I can't remember his catchphrase. But this is actually pretty good because Shane now has been able to put on enough monsters to apply quite a bit of pressure in the ticking time of Zexal. He pretty much has Matt locked down for 2 more turns. So I do not think Matt can survive 2 more turns, because right here is going to be 5,000. He's going to swing with the Lightning and the normal Utopia, delivering a 5k blow, which means Matt cannot afford... Oh, wait a minute. It looks like he's going to negate the attack and activate Double or Nothing. See, I thought Double or Nothing had to attack onto a monster. But I'll look into that. I can't remember per se, but regardless, as you guys can see, he had the ability to... Zexal's clock was longer this time, than the damage output was pretty good. So it looks like Matt is going to opt to go first, I believe. Normal summon of Deep Sea Diva. Does Shane have an answer? He does not. Deepsea Diva is going to resolve grabbing the prince that was promised. The prince that was promised is going to normal summon. I assume is going to send Dragoons to add Dragoons, and Dragoons that's in the graveyard will add Megalo. Checking his hand to make sure to add the correct card. I've done that quite a few times too in the past. You mentally get lost and ended up adding the wrong card, or you meant to add a different card than the normal route because you have that card in your hand. Which looks like this seems to be what he's doing. He probably opened a Megalo. He's trying to figure out what's the best option to add. He's going to add Lapis Serpent, I do believe is his name. I can't... I think I just know that it special summoned itself since it was added. The fact that Diva's back off the list is so good. Ditching summoning Megalo, pitching 2 cards, Dragoons and Neptibus. Two cards left in hand. Dragoons should get an effect, and Neptibus should potentially get an effect if I do believe so. I'm going to give himself the Abyss Scale, which negates spells. I think he's going to bring back a Dragoon. Dragoons, yep. He's going to search himself Gamma Seal. Oh, no. Gamma Seal will be a good smart for turn 3. He's going to give himself Mullen Glacia, the Sea Cow, which is going to be able to rip 2 cards from Shane's hand. However, we got to remember that this, even though he is playing Utopic Zexal, the deck does have a win condition under double or nothing. Looks like we're going to see a Link 3 or maybe possibly Lapis. I don't know if Lapis is a tuner, but Lapis I think is 6. So he could potentially synchro for 9 into a Trishula. Contemplating. He's going to link the Neptibus into a Link Rebo. Yep. Link 3 into Matt's contemplating 1, 2, 3. So there we go. Link 3 into the Black Luster Link. Special summoning the Sea Cow. He's going to be able to rip 2 cards from Shane's hand. And the Black Luster Link is a powerful card. I think now it has all the effects of it can't be targeted, banishes a card, and can attack twice, I do believe. Such a broken Link, to be honest with you. Not worth its price point. Ripping 2 spells from Shane's hand. So Shane will now have to start his turn with 3 cards instead of the typical... Well, he'll have to start his turn with 4 cards, excuse me, because he's going to get a draw. Monster Reborn back the Prince. Looks like we're going to see a Link 4. He's getting rid of the... Okay, he's going into Skull Dread. I think he just made the Link 3 so he'd get the Waters in the Grave to rip from Shane's hand. Skull Dread, drawing 4, going to be able to put back 3. Like he's revealing, I guess he's keeping the Toad. You do not have to reveal what you're keeping. You just have to show that you're putting back the 3. But Toad going to pitch to summon, to send, and then he's going to do it all over again. Sending Swap Frog this time. Banishing the Swap Frog for Rodentone. He looks like he's going to be able to hard make. Totally awesome. That has a little bit of an extra attack boost. So Sheen is going to draw for turn, staring down a solid negate. Pot of Desires, pretty much bait. Onomatopoeia is going to activate. Maybe that is that Pot of Desires? No, I think he's going to attempt to negate with the Totally Awesome, but he's going to chain the Call by the Grave. And he's going to special summon 2 Zubaba Coat and the Gaga Magician. He's going to overlay here into Double or Nothing. Detach from Double or Nothing to grab... Detach from Utopia Double to grab Double or Nothing. Gosh. Detaching Gaga Magician. But Matt, seeing the writing on the wall, is going to extend the handshake because he's going to be able to go for Utopia Double and then Utopia Lightning. So thank you all so much for watching. Charles signing out.